Hi folks, we're going to take a look at a couple of implicit differentiation questions. So both for page 178, we're going to start with 2D. So we've got this relation here. So the way in which you do that is to take the derivative of both sides of the equation. So let's take the derivative of the left. So start with that first expression. We're going to have to use the product rule since we've got the product of two functions here, 3x and y squared. So let's take the derivative. So derivative of 3x is just 3, and then times the second function, y squared. Okay, and then we've got plus the first function, 3x, times the derivative of y squared. So here we're going to have to use the chain rule. First derivative of y squared with respect to y, it's 2y, and then the derivative of y with respect to x, which is that thing we're looking for, okay, which I'll write as y prime. Okay, now we got the derivative of the second expression here. So again, use the chain rule. Derivative of y cubed with respect to y is 3y squared, and then the derivative of y with respect to x, I'll write as y prime. On the other side of the equation, derivative of constant 8 is just 0. Okay, so once we've taken this derivative on both sides, we group together all the terms with dy dx, okay, or y prime. So here, from that first expression, I've got a 6xy, okay, and from that second expression, I've got plus 3y squared. Okay, and bring the other term that's left over to the other side, so negative 3y squared, and now I can solve for the derivative of y with respect to x, which is what I'm looking for. So negative 3y squared over 6xy plus 3y squared, and it looks as though I can reduce a little, so from the denominator I will factor out, looks like I can factor out a 3y, so here I'm left with 2x plus y. Okay, so 3 over 3 reduces to 1. Okay, and here the y in the denominator reduces with one of the y's in the numerator. Okay, now we're left with y equals negative y over 2x plus y. Now this is where we need to be careful, because if you look at the original derivative that we found, we saw that y could not be equal to 0. Okay, because make both terms here 0, or if you look at this step, you get a y equals 0, makes the whole denominator 0. However, when we reduced, we removed that restriction. Okay, so just as you would have done with rational expressions, if you remove a restriction by doing some simplifyings, you have to specify that that restriction still exists. Okay, because our original derivative was given by this expression. So here we have to specify that y cannot be equal to 0. Okay? So make sure you look out for that anytime you're simplifying your derivative expression. Okay, let's move on to another question. So 2h here is pretty similar. Again, we take the derivative of both sides of the equation. Start by the derivative of 3x squared with respect to x, so that's easy, just 6x. But here for the second one, we're going to have to use again the product rule. So first function is 4x, derivative is 4, times the second function y cubed, plus the first function 4x, times the derivative of the second, which is y cubed, and so here we have to use the chain rule. So first, the derivative of y cubed with respect to y, that's 3y squared, then times the derivative of y with respect to x. Okay. On the other side, derivative of 9, again just a constant, so that's equal to 0. So should close that off. We see that there's only one term that's going to have the derivative of y, so let's keep that on the left hand side. So y prime, and here we've got 12xy squared. Okay, and to the other side we'll bring the other two terms. So negative 6x minus 4y cubed. Okay, and now we can isolate y prime. So negative 6x minus 4y cubed all over 12xy squared. Looks like we can simplify a little by factoring out the denominator, or sorry, factoring out the numerator. So here I'm going to factor out a negative 2. Okay, so here we're left with 3x plus 2y cubed. Okay, and then in the denominator 12xy squared, and the 12 and the 2 simplify to 1 over 6. Okay, so our final answer now, y prime is negative 3x plus 2y cubed all over 6xy squared. Okay, and there you have it. Okay, that's it for now.